Hello there, David here. Welcome to the channel and welcome back if you visited the channel before. The video today could be the most impactful because the diet that I'm going to be mentioning today. Alright, today's video is going to be about the vegan diet or vegetarian diet and how this type of diet potentially could heal you from ulcerative colitis, Crohn's disease, or a different autoimmune condition. Very quickly, for those that have not been in my channel before, I experienced ulcerative colitis for 17 years. That's a lot of years, even if you're very young. Most of my watchers are probably in their 40s, 50s, 60s, but 17 years is a lot of years. So in my case, I was only able to heal 100%, and I'm in remission now for almost a year and a half after following a diet which consisted of a high dosage of organic cabbage juice along with some supplements, and you can watch that obviously in my channel. But that also taught me that even though that worked for me and has worked for many people, there are a lot of other people that either cannot stand the cabbage juice for the taste, or they get a burning sensation, or it's just something they cannot go through. So I thought I would make this video, and in my prior one I talked about different protocols, 4 of them, and the vegan diet was one of them. So if you have tried many things and are considering going on a vegan diet, vegetarian, maybe even it's not a permanent one, then I hope you stay and watch the video and obviously find some benefit of learning something new to you. The way I'm going to approach this video is I'm going to share snippets, I would say between 3 and 4, could be less, could be more, but small snippets, small portions of videos of people that I followed for a number of years that are for 100% in favor of being vegan or vegetarian, right? Different approaches, but in general follow a diet that is 100% plant-based. Okay, so I'm going to take you to the computer, watch these videos. I'm going to make some comments in written, just some text, so I don't overtalk the person sharing the video. And we're going to come back and I'm going to do some final thoughts.
Hi, Dave.
Okay, well, I grew up as the all-American boy in New Jersey, eating all kinds of processed junk, meat, 2 or 3 times a day, and just standard teenager stuff. And started going downhill when I was a junior in high school. Got a lot of nervousness and fatigue, and just felt out of place in the world. A lot of stress about going to engineering school and that kind of stuff. And my diet was just really heavily in meat and a lot of preservatives. And so my energy started going downhill, and just really started getting totally tired and fatigued by midwinter of 1975, and then all of a sudden diarrhea started, and it didn't end, and the medicine didn't help, and I ended up in the hospital when I turned about 18 with ulcerative colitis. So it all made sense, and I had seen Dr. Lawrence Gallant. He had rejuvenated doing this diet. He was doing it fantastically, running 10 miles a day and in fantastic health. So it all made sense that night. It was like a big awakening. It was even a spiritual epiphany. So the next day I bolted out of bed. I started making juices like crazy. I stopped eating the cooked food. Really. I stopped eating meat, dairy, junk food forever. Never touched them again. Threw away the drugs I was on. I was on low dosages of ACTH corticosteroid gel. I was injecting to my thigh and acetylene, and I stopped using them. I don't recommend doing this cold turkey if you're on a high dose, but I healed up rapidly.
This is how a plant-based diet saved my life 7 years ago and still going strong. I am on no medications. I have my life back. You can do the same and change your life for the better. Eating meat, dairy and eggs was the biggest mistake of my life, and I'm so grateful for the knowledge I've learned and the effect it has on my health, the environment and the animals. Listen to what all these people have to say about how they have transformed their health.
First off, I'd like to state that I no longer follow a vegan diet. However, out of all the people that I've discovered that have healed from ulcerative colitis or another type of inflammatory bowel disease, the vegan diet seems to be the most commonly followed approach people have used to heal. Why? Because the vegan diet, when followed within certain parameters, is a successful way to heal and reverse ulcerative colitis or other types of inflammatory bowel disease. I've said several times that I believe the cause and cure of ulcerative colitis can be summed up as the optimization of one's compromised gut microbiome. That's why so many people have healed in so many different ways. People's approaches have been different, but they accomplish the same thing, which is rebalancing the gut flora inside one's gut microbiome.
All right, welcome back. So to recap the main benefits that were shared with these people, their experience and also my experience, and what I consider the first benefit of going on a vegan diet or vegetarian. Difference is vegetarian, you may not eat the meat directly or at all, but you can still have products coming from animals. I'm talking specifically about eggs, things like dairy products, maybe some oil fish, right, that are not directly eating the meat, the flesh of the animal, but you are taking some products that do have an animal origin. So the first benefit is it can help tremendously, incredibly. It's very powerful to either stop or lower inflammation. And inflammation, it's one of the main reasons your symptoms get worse or your symptoms start for either ulcerative colitis, Crohn's disease, or different autoimmune condition, right? Inflammation, you might see your stomach bloated, or your feet, those are the places where it's more notable. They might look like very big, or you cannot wear shoes, your sneakers super tight because they kind of hurt. You get puffy feet, or the stomach is obviously the most obvious place. So if you have any of those sort of, I wouldn't say symptoms, but those things that you can easily tell, obviously it's possible that along with that you are experiencing flare-ups or you are not able to heal from your autoimmune condition. So that is the first benefit. It prevents or lowers dramatically your inflammation if you go 100% vegan or even vegetarian with small portions of animal products but not the meat directly. So that's the first thing. Now the second benefit, I'm going to mention it kind of in reverse. This is some of these people that I follow for years say the reason why you get the condition in the first place, autoimmune condition, I'm talking specifically about ulcerative colitis or Crohn's, they say the main reason, and they basically say, almost saying like the only reason, even though there could be others, but the main reason is that when you eat animal products, meat specifically, your body is unable to process, to digest 100% of the meat, and some portions, it could be small portions of that meat stays without being digested in your stomach, your colon, your stomach, anywhere within your system, and eventually this meat gets rotten, gets bad, and starts, causing the symptoms, right? It would basically, it's not necessarily an infection, but because it's undigested and it eventually gets rotten, it's not healthy to have that in there, and it's not able to go through your colon, your whole stomach, and eliminate it. So it kind of sits there and starts causing eventually the bleeding, the inflammation, and eventually all the array of symptoms, right? So I don't necessarily share that 100%. I do agree that animal products could be not as easy to digest compared to, say, vegetables and fruits. So that is the second kind of in reverse benefit. If you don't eat, a plant-based diet, you could have these sort of not desirable, consequences. And the third benefit, and I'm going to have a bonus also, but the third benefit, it's kind of related to what I just mentioned, that fruit, vegetables are in general a lot easier to digest compared to animal products, compared to meat. And very quickly, just to give you an example that I personally experienced, I don't eat a lot of meat, but I'm not 100% vegan vegetarian. I do eat some meat right now. What I'm going to with this, after eating that huge piece of meat, steak or pork, chicken, whatever it is, sometimes you'll feel like tired, like you have to sit down or even lay down a bit if it's really a big portion, because your stomach is so busy. All the blood basically goes out of your brain, other parts of your body, to try to digest that big piece of meat, because it's not easy to digest. Versus when you have a plant-based diet, fruits, vegetables, grains, and so forth, you don't feel that heaviness. You don't feel necessarily tired. You're almost like ready to go to a workout after that, type of meal, because it's very easy to digest. It doesn't feel like it's taking a lot of energy out of your system, right? So that's the third benefit, right? Some exceptions would be, and this is more obvious when you're going through a process of healing or you're having a lot of symptoms. Some vegetables, and potentially some fruit also, but some vegetables, because of the fiber, could be a little difficult to digest, So if you have that experience, sometimes I have that with carrot, more in the past than now, so I would either steam it or cook it, right, the vegetables, because the fiber. So the fiber, it's not meant to be super easy to digest. It has other benefits, right, digestively speaking, but they're not necessarily super easy to digest, when you are sensitive, when you have some symptoms. So that'd be one type of exception. Heavy fiber, vegetables, or including some fruits could have a lot of fiber. So just be aware of that. And to close on the positive, or I guess the bonus, this is the bonus that I want to share with you guys. After experiencing about 3 years of this whole pandemic that pretty much went through the whole world, with some places maybe more affected than others, but speaking of the United States, North America, Latin America, Western Europe, in general, inflation has impacted more animal products prices. So if you go to the grocery store, supermarket, usually a piece of meat is going to be a lot more expensive than, say, a pound of beans or rice, or some plant-based type of product, right? So the bonus is that another benefit of going on a vegan diet or vegetarian is that you could actually save a good amount of money, because again, vegetables, fruits could be in general a lot more affordable. So that's your bonus. I do appreciate if you made it to this part of the video. Always the support is appreciated. Thank you for watching, and I'm going to be making at least 2, possibly 3 or more videos on the vegan diet, benefits, and so forth. But for now, that's all. Thank you for watching, and see you guys in the next video.